It tells us that Matt runs the only shop right now and John is considering opening a competing shop. It tells us some different payments of whether or not John enters or not and whether or not Matt accommodates or not. And it says that John believes the probability that Matt will fight anyone who enters is equal to H, and it's equal to 0.207. So the question starts and says, by how much must the present value of future profits with a reputation as a fighter exceed the present value of future profits with a reputation as an accommodator to make Matt indifferent between fighting and accommodating if John enters? So we know that we're going to be comparing Matt's payoffs because it says to make Matt indifferent. So Matt can either accommodate or fight, because also we know John is entered. That's right in the question, if John enters. So we know that John is entering, and we're going to be comparing Matt's different payoffs, whether or not he accommodates or fights. Well, let's look at if he accommodates. He makes a pretty high payment of 108, and then he makes some value of a reputation as an accommodator. We don't know what that is. We're going to leave it in this form, VRA. We're going to set that equal to if he fights. Well, he makes a lower payment of 46, but he makes some value of a reputation as a fighter. And we can assume that this value of a reputation as a fighter is definitely more valuable, because in business we want to be known as a fighter, right? Just think about what a reputation means on a basic level, and a good reputation in the business sense would be a reputation as a fighter. A bad reputation in the business sense would be a reputation as an accommodator, a pushover. Just come on in, I'm not going to fight you. In the past, I haven't fought any other firms. That's not a very good reputation. But hey, you better stay out because in the past, I fought every firm that came in. That's a pretty good reputation. So we're going to do some subtraction. We're going to subtract 46 from both sides, and we're going to subtract VRA from both sides. And we get 62 is equal to the value of a reputation as a fighter minus the value of a reputation as an accommodator. And that's our answer, 62. But let's look at how that directly relates and how we pull that right out of the question. It says, by how much must the present value of future profits with a reputation as a fighter exceed the present value of future profits with a reputation as an accommodator? That is the right side of our equation. That is VRF minus VRA, because VRF is the present value of future profits with a reputation as a fighter, and it's exceeding because it's the difference of VRA, which is the value of the present value of future profits with a reputation as an accommodator. So that's how we solve this. As long as our reputation as a fighter is 62 more than our reputation as an accommodator, we're indifferent between fighting or not. If, however, the reputation as a fighter was 65 more, or some number bigger than 62 more than our reputation as an accommodator, we'll definitely fight, because now fighting is more worth it. We have this larger value when we account for the reputation value. If it's anything less, we're going to accommodate. So if the difference between VRF and VRA was only 60, well then we're going to accommodate, because we're always going to be picking the largest number. But now we're seeing a scenario where it's not just payoffs, there's also this value of a reputation, whether it be accommodator or fighter.